Hey everybody, welcome to another playing critique here on How to Play Paintball. I'm Greg as usual, and today we're actually going to be going through, I was able to take my camera out to practice this past weekend. You guys probably already saw the raw footage that I released. Sorry for that delay. I actually did get in. Actually, I didn't get home till about 3:30 a.m. So yeah, I wanted to go to sleep. So please forgive me for that, but I think you guys will enjoy this. I will say that I am not happy with how I played this weekend, so I'm going to have a lot to say about this, so it'll help me out because then with this upcoming weekend with practice, I'll be able to learn from my mistakes and make sure that I am ready to go. So this is going to help me out. I hope that it helps you out as well. But without further ado, let's jump right into this first point. Okay, so as usual, there's always room for more talking. So you're going to hear that a lot regardless, but this is always something that I can improve. So you can hear me communicating here. I think that this was good, saying caution the thunder, which was a code that we had on the field. So caution, whenever you say caution, is saying that I'm not completely sure, but just make sure you watch out for that. Now, what I should have done here was not stay at this bunker. I should have been moving up the field and basically kind of mirroring my teammate up there, whether it be at the other brick or somewhere else. So I'm just trying to relay back and forth what it is that I see or hear. Now, the downside that I had here was basically I could have probably stopped that snake if I had gotten closer. Or while he was diving in, I could have shot him. Or if he even had gotten in, I'm going to be able to stand up tall and shoot down on him to shoot him. So if I had made a move up the center of the field, it would have been better. Now, we ended up losing our snake side on this particular point, so I did fill out this way. But looking back, I should have been filling up the center. Here I'm basically hunting. I'm trying to see what else is there on the field. I did hear that there was still a home, and I knew about the snake. So I was trying to see if I can come out a little bit wide here on him and see if I can catch him, maybe sneaking out a little bit on the tape and be able to shoot him there. What I could have done here actually was jump over this beam and then dive into the 50 snake. So I ended up shooting the snake player here, and then there wasn't any other players. So we ended up doing well in this point. But I still could have gone up the center of the field. The center on this field for the Texas Open layout is very strong. That's what we saw this weekend. So it's something that I need to be pushing more if I'm going to be playing this center area. So you can hear where it gets a little bit muffled there. That's basically where I'm looking the other way and talking to my teammates. Something else that we noticed on this field is that it's hard to communicate cross field, so making sure that you're moving over those points. Now you can hear me say 35. The first number is the number of how many we have, and the other number is how many they have. So, so you can hear me saying, "Hey Blake, it's just you and me," or "me and you," even though I know that's technically not correct. It should be you and I. But all right, I teach science, not English. So. So what we're trying to do here is just cross it up, and I should have just kept rolling my gun. I think I still had a good amount of paint. Me looking over this way wasn't really necessary because all it takes is me to look away for a second for that guy to move down the field. So you can just hear me talking with Blake. Blake was in the other tower. You can't see him here. He's on the other tower on the Dorito side. So we're just talking, just trying to stay alive, keeping it crossed. Just kind of digging in. So this wasn't necessarily a bad move, but again, I could have gone up the field and really push more. So I think Blake ends up getting shot here, and it's just me with like a 4 or 5 on 1. Yeah. Dorito 2 and 50 snake is all I know. So just saying, you can hear there that I wasn't really sure about some stuff. So I think Blake ends up getting shot, and then I'm the last one. So they end up calling the game. So it's not ideal, but it's practice. There's no point in getting an earful of paint if you don't have to. So this one I was playing a lot more of the center with this particular point. So I had a chance to move up. This is actually how I should have been playing the center the whole day. The center is super good for shutting down either side of the field, and also you can get super deadly up here. So it's just a good bunker in general. Now the sideline, they were trying to say I had a hit on my hopper. It was rubbed. I didn't see a hit, so I was able to keep playing. But there's a point where I kind of like flip over my gun. I think it's coming up here if I haven't done it already. But basically, they thought that I was a dead player. Now, what I should have done here, so I knew about the D1. I should have checked off the inside and ran up and just bunkered this Dorito. It ends up that he gets shot anyway, but I could have made that move. I was closer. So I actually could have made that move up the field and been able to finish this point a little bit earlier. Now, we knew that they were still somewhere, and I had seen him in the snake, so this guy ends up getting shot here, so I was able to shoot him there. So we were able to end up this point pretty well also. But I could have gone and bunkered that, that Dorito player. So this one I was playing the 2 spot for the Dorito. So just trying to roll my gun here. Now the reason why I got real low is they started shooting back at me, and I was able to get out of the way of the paint. So I'm just trying to communicate here. Like I said, there's always room for more communication. So all I knew was the Dorito one, and I think my mirror. So now that I think about it, I don't know why I wasn't calling that. So I was able to get up into this Dorito. I think my Dorito player in front of me got shot, and it was because of this other Dorito. So you're going to see me here in a second. There, he just walked off there. I'm going to run over because my thinking was maybe I can catch this guy, and he was hanging out there, so I was able to shoot him.
Hey, kill the Dorito!
So you can hear me say that. I should have kept repeating it until they called it back. That's something with communication that you want to make sure that you're not just yelling, that you're also hearing your teammates call back to you that that whatever it was that you said. So I'm just trying to stay alive here. I'm kind of on an island, essentially. I'm the only one on this Dorito side. So I really should have slow played this more than I did. There was actually 2 guys looking at me. So I was able to get up to this Dorito, but I should have stayed in that back Dorito. That would have been better, I think, than trying to battle with these guys here, because they already posted up. So it ended up not working out well for me. So ultimately, this one I was trying to play more of the front Dorito spot, so I got into the Dorito completely clean. Was able to get up in there and do some damage. Now, I will say, I think it's on this point, my camera does get shot. I had no clue. Usually I don't use the camera except in practice because of these reasons. That little bit extra that's hanging out is going to not be good. So you can hear me just saying, what I should have been saying there was actually shock the Randall. That's our kill count code. So I'm able to shoot out this Dorito here, and oh, maybe it's not this one that I got clipped in the camera. There is one that's coming up, but yeah. So this one I was able to play more aggressive, and honestly, this field, I think aggression is going to be the thing that wins. It's not going to be locking down lanes. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be who can get to the 50 fastest and who can start just clipping loaders and shooting out those edges there. What I could have done here was actually just gotten down low and crawled up to this Dorito rather than waiting. I would have been able to block myself out and then shoot the tower. So that's a nice Chad Yaya Boucher. He was there. They didn't have practice this weekend. They're going to have it, I guess, this next weekend coming up, as well as the whole week following up. So anyway, we were able to clean out the point there, but just little things I could have done different to close it out even faster. Now this point is definitely a longer point. Now I will say from the get-go that we do not win this, but I think what we did was what we should have done. I'm not really sure what else we could have done. I've thought about it, what we could have done different. It was myself and 3 other players. So you can hear me saying, hey Kevin, can you hear me? Just making sure that the guy in front of me knows what's going on. I'm just tucked in. They ended up getting a snake. I'm able to shoot the snake. Now what I'm doing here is actually shooting off that pin. It'll bounce into the 50 snake. So I was just trying anything. We were playing against TMG Outlaws. We were at their home field, and shooting that, the Fish, one of their newer players, it's his nickname. He was like, yeah, I had to get down and get out of the way of that because it was coming in so close. So I'm just kind of floating back and forth. Blake was actually shooting from the other tower to the snake, so he was able to see it there too. So me shooting this way wasn't necessarily a bad thing, and Elliot was shooting in the Aztec right in front of me, looking at the Dorito side. What I probably could have done is gone out to this can, and maybe tried to bounce it off the pin, because I think they do get a that left brick. So this one, I would say our communication was actually very good. I think it was something that we were just talking back and forth. Sorry, I'm just trying to hear what it is that they're saying. So I'm just trying to do what I can. Sometimes it comes down to points like this where it's just a lockdown and you're just waiting for someone to make a mistake, and that's all you can do. Sorry for this one being kind of a more boring point, but I just wanted you to see kind of like how the breakdown can happen. Sometimes it does come down to a point like this, and this is where your conditioning that you've been doing in the gym and your you know, just athleticism in general is going to be able to shine, because you're going to still be accurate with whatever it is that you're doing.
Lightning!
So you can hear me just echoing what it was that my player is saying, which is exactly what you want to do. Don't just assume that your player has heard you until they say the same thing back. So that's what you should always be doing, is echo exactly what it is that they say. So one of our codes here was lightning, so I was saying, hey, this went to the lightning. That's what one of my guys told me, so that's what I'm going to tell everyone else. And also, it's my job, since I am playing more of a back spot here, to tell my other players that are next to me that, hey, this is what's going on, because maybe they can't hear Blake because he's a little bit further away on the Dorito side. I'm literally trying to look around. We had the zones kind of locked down. I was trying to see what I could do. Literally, I was hesitant to move because they had pretty decent spots, so they would be able to shoot me on the run. I think if I had gone to that left can on the snake side earlier, I could have used it as a way of shooting. Oh, and this is actually, I wanted to point this out. So Blake actually said, hey, shoot the bounce shot. He's looking inside at me. So I was trying to get him there, which that's where the communication comes in as well, is, hey, this guy is on me. He's rapping, shoot him. And that way I'm able to, or that way you're able to be an asset to your teammate. And your team just in general, because ultimately it doesn't matter who shoots the guy, you just want the guy to get shot, right? So you just need them to get shot so that way you can win. I might dump 8-9 pods into a gap and not do anything, but if we win, it's worth it. Is it fun? No. But sometimes you just need to do stuff like that to make sure that you win. So I'm really just, honestly, right here, I'm just pushing into the bunker and just kind of looking around and seeing, is there anything that I can do? Elliot was closer to maybe go and bunker the brick that was in front of him, but I think that he may have shot him on the way up. Or maybe what we could have done here, I was actually trying to bounce it off the brick to see if it works. Sometimes I'll do that and just see, would something go in? It didn't work. Yeah, so maybe I could have told Elliot, go get that player, I have the D side, and then that way he could have gone and shot him, which would have opened up our snake player to maybe go and bunker their snake player if Elliot didn't live there. So that may have been a possibility looking back at this. So again, just trying to shoot this bounce shot. We were just trying to lock it down. We were just talking back and forth. Unfortunately, Kevin literally just laid down in the snake pretty much the whole point. He had a couple guys shooting at him, and there was literally nothing he could do. So it was kind of a boring point for him. At least I got to shoot my gun. But yeah, so that...
Caution thunder?
Yeah, so you can hear that caution thunder, which is, again, we're going to say caution because we're not 100% sure on if that guy is alive or not in there, so there's no point in me running out. So hearing that thunder was actually late, so that brick right in front of me was late getting there, I probably could have filled out to to the... probably could have filled out to the that left can. So ultimately, I was able to shoot at that Dorito, but then I think the snake player was able to get up and shoot me, or if it was someone else that shot me. So ultimately, sometimes there's games that go your way and other ones that don't, and that's okay. So not ideal, but that's the whole point of practice, is to figure out exactly what was going on. So this last point that we're going to go over here, I ended up playing the snake side again. I had to gun out to this corner. Now I did take a bounce out there. It is a very big gap going to this snake, so it's going to be tough to make it going out really wide. If you go up very close to that can and then dive into that God bunker, that mini W, it'll be good. So ultimately, yeah, so we knew that there was a snake. I was trying to shoot down tape to see if I could, catch a leg or something. And you're going to see what I actually do instead of going on the outside, because I think someone was actually shooting the outside of my bunker. You can hear it get hit there. Rather than going that way, because I'll get shot, you're going to see I go on the inside of the bunker. So I switch over here and then dive in. Now this is a way that I'm able to block myself out while I'm moving up the field. So I can look here, shoot back in the inside. I end up shooting this player here.
Hey, no, Dakota!
I was trying to correct the player there because he was calling the wrong bunker. So I did end up shooting him. I don't know if he stayed in. I can't remember with this one. But then I saw the chance to get into the snake, so I went. And then I heard that there was the snake 3, so he moved all the way up to snake 3. So I ran him down, bunkered him, and then continued down. There was no one else shooting at me, so I didn't need to shoot and then dive in. But it's usually a good habit to get into, to shoot someone and then take their bunker, or dive into the next bunker right behind them, just because if you're running, it's going to be a lot easier for someone to shoot you on the run. So yeah, there's times where you can shoot and keep going. I would say it's probably better to shoot and take their bunker, so you kind of come around, shoot them, and then go back to the other side of the bunker, or shoot and then dive into whatever the next one is. So if it's a Dorito or the snake, that way if someone is shooting at you, you have a better chance of staying alive than just running down the field. So guys, I hope that this helps you out. It helps me out to look back and see exactly what I can do different. So these help me out, so I'm hoping that they help you out. But be on the lookout. I am going to be flying out. By the time that this airs, it'll be that night that I'll be going up to Milwaukee. There's one last practice before Texas, so God willing, I'm able to play well and move up from the pro practice squad to the pro squad. There were some things that I definitely need to change from this weekend of practice against TMG Outlaws. And their semi-pro team, and then I think there was a couple other teams we played against. But yeah, so that's enough talking. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys again, and as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.